what up? It's Roy from Amazin Met Zone. If you're looking for a cool podcast where you can sit down, talk, and vibe, check out Queens Bros Podcast, one of the illest podcasts coming out of Queens. The views and opinions of Drono are not of those of Amazin Met Zone. That's the ball, baby.
We're not going to draw a line between a guy that was hitting before World War I and a guy that was hitting now.
I was hoping for Aaron Rodgers.
You're the best!
Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni.
Bro, Jeter's overrated. I'll just say it for you. Jeter's overrated.
Juan Soto with, and it is overrated.
All right, what's up, guys? We're here on the Queens Bros podcast, and we have some special guests today. We have the Amazin Met Zone. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
What's up? So what I want to talk about first is these guys have their own podcast called On Deck, right?
Yep.
All right, so tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so, first with Amazing Met Zone, we've been doing that for a long time, and I know with myself, I've always been trying to do a little more and try to do something else, like within the brand of us at Amazing Met Zone. And I was talking with Drew about this, like, hey, is there something that we could do? And we were talking about doing a podcast where, we're not just talking Mets, we're talking basically, all sports, all like pop culture, anything coming, not just focusing just on the Mets. And the Mets will be like our, fallback. That's really what we're about. We're always going to be talking Mets, but we didn't want to limit ourselves to just that. We wanted to be able to, let's talk anything.
It's funny that you say that because my podcast is not just Mets. Mine is everything. Like if you go down my stream of our channel and our shows and any episode we've done, you'll see football in there, you'll see hockey, you'll see a little bit of basketball, you'll see everything. So I agree. We're big Met fans. So that's awesome. That's awesome because limiting yourself, you want to have a wide range because we are all sports fans and we like a variety of sports. Even though baseball, I know, is most of our passions. We love baseball. We live, eat, die baseball. But that's awesome, guys. That's awesome. We'll definitely. Do you have any episodes out yet, or you didn't start yet?
We have like one clip that we put out, but we've been recording. It's just the production part of it. We're both kind of new to that, so producing it is kind of tough. But most of the time we just talk. It's like we'll talk, and I'm like, oh, we should just start recording this because we just have sports conversations all the time. It's like stuff that you talk about with your buddies. You're just like sitting there shooting the shit about everything. LeBron, the Knicks, like you said, the Mets. We're talking football. We're talking hockey. So it's like why not just jump on this and see what we can do?
It's funny that you say that. So when I started this, me and my friends talk sports all day, every day. Like that's what we do. We talk sports. We're in a WhatsApp chat. All we're doing all day is talking sports. So I was like, yo, why don't we start a podcast, talk sports? People listen. That'll be awesome. If they don't, we love talking sports all day anyways. So it's a win-win situation. You know what I mean? That was literally my idea. I was like, look,
exactly.
Man, it would be great if people listen. That would be awesome, and then maybe we'll go somewhere doing this. I don't know what would happen in the future. I have no idea what would happen, but we talk sports all day anyways. So this is like, it's a win-win, like
might as well just hit the record button.
Yeah, exactly. It's either we're talking sports, it was funny because first time I got all my equipment, I was doing something. We had my brother's father-in-law over and we were just messing around because we were like, yo, let's just practice. Like, we've never done a podcast before. Let's just, whatever, shoot the shit, whatever. And we looked back at it and we recorded like on like a podcast, like GarageBand, but we didn't like actually record. And it was like the funniest thing ever. Like, cause my brother's father-in-law he has like a very like funny personality and all my friends were dying at it. I was like, damn, bro, I kind of wish we had that on video. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I kind of wish we had that on video. And then that's when we started the first episode after that. But yeah, that's awesome, guys. That's awesome. I'll definitely be checking that out. And I'm sure a lot of people will too, because what you guys are doing with Amazin Met Zone is also phenomenal. Yesterday was so cool, bro. I was watching your podcast, not a podcast, but the live on Instagram. And bro, I was like typing something in the comment, and all of a sudden I see Alex right there. Before like anybody noticed, I was like, "Yo, that's Alex!" And then that's when you guys on the screen noticed.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, what the?" I was like, well, yo, am I
Dude, it's
seeing
wild.
things,
No,
bro?
she's shown us support from day one. You know, like big shout out to Roy too. Roy always like networking with her as much as he can. You know, I know Drew's met her before too. I'd never had a face to face. We've messaged through Instagram, but she's amazing, man. She's one of a kind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alex
So
is
I mean,
so cool.
I saw her in the team store one day. Like me and my cousin were just in the team store, and we were just like, we went up to her, and she's so approachable. Like, you know, what other owner of a sports team is like that? Like, you know, she's got so much money, and like you wouldn't even tell by the way she acts. Like, she's
No,
so
you could tell
cool.
she was a fan. She's a fan that they became
Yeah.
owners. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yep. So down to
yeah.
earth, just chill. Like, we'll talk to anybody. We'll just like, you know, just like so happy to be around the fans, and like that's what we want. I mean, look how long we've had terrible owners. You know, the Wilpons were
Yep.
like nowhere to be seen. Their kids were like just like crooks. Like, I don't know. And it just now is having these owners. That's what everyone asked me about the team. That's the most refreshing thing is, you know, we trust our owners big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
Nah,
that's
there was a
awesome.
long time. There was a long time where I was just like, just get rid of the Wilpons. That's all I want. Just get rid of the Wilpons.
I think every Met fan felt the same. Every single Met fan, bro. It was hard.
So
yo,
I'm as patient as I could be now. You
yo,
know?
have you seen like the fans online? Like I see so many online like trashing like Cohen, saying this is still the Wilpon era, bro. When I see that, it makes me cringe, bro. Like I can't. Like I cannot deal with that. Like, are you serious? Bro, we would not be linked to guys like Yamamoto. We would not be linked to we were even linked to Ohtani for a little bit, but we all knew that he wasn't coming here because he doesn't want to come to the East Coast.
Yep.
We wouldn't be linked to these guys. We would have never got Francisco Lindor. We would have, you know, we would have never got, even though, you know, they were on the older end, Verlander or Scherzer for that money. We wouldn't have got any of them. Any of them.
No, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. I mean, look at the Scherzer move, the Verlander move. That's something that the Wilpons never would have did.
Bro.
You know, I know when we look back at it right now, we're saying it's stupid money and stuff, but it's not them doing it. It's who we had running the organization. Now we bring in Stearns. This is the way he is. He always builds winners in a sense. You know, we're eventually going to get one. You know, we're eventually going to get one. And when it happens, I can't wait. I really can't.
No. The other day we made a post about, you know, Soto possibly coming because I know Andy Martino and someone else outside the organization said that, you know, Cohen could try to grab both Alonso and Soto. We made a post about it and people were like chirping like, get that out of your head, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, listen, the fact that we're even talking about this, that we have a shot at any of these guys, like you said, the fact that our owners are willing to just like open the checkbook and not even that, but you know, everyone's linked to us. Like that wasn't a thing.
Look, man, every time there's a free agent, I feel like we have an opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When the Wilpons were here, our biggest opportunity, bro, was 7-year-old Adrian Gonzalez. That was our guy. You know?
Look at the time. Remember in 2015 when we brought in Juan Uribe and Kelly Johnson before we got Cespedes. Like those type of guys, like those moves that bring it in, that was always the case that we were going to do. And they killed it for us because they were major leaguers. But there was a long time where we weren't putting major leaguers out there.
Exactly. And it's funny because those moves, that was the Wilpons' typical moves, but those were ones that finally worked. You know what I mean? Like those guys worked. They did well for us, obviously, very, very well for us, and they were a big part of getting us to a World Series that year. Very big part, in all honesty, because you always need those. You always need those little guys, man. You know what I mean?
And looking at the way we pivoted, you know, after last year, where we knew things weren't really working, and we pivoted, Wilpons would have never. First off, they wouldn't have done that. They would have just kept riding that out. And then second off, we would have known that, like, we're not getting anyone for another 5 years because we can't spend money. Like, the fact that we took a little bit of time off, but, like, next year, we're going to spend money again. You know,
buying out Robinson Cano, too.
Yeah.
Like, we would have seen Robinson Cano playing 130 games a year with the Wilpons or owners, and we know that.
Definitely. All those buyouts. Like, look, man, like my father, he's always saying, like, because my father, he's been a Met fan since, the 60s. And he is like the most miserable, like unhappy Met fan. Now he loves his team, watches every game, never misses a game, but he is like everything. There's a problem with him. Like he's upset about everything. So you know he was like, oh, but we're still paying these guys that are not even on our team. I'm like, hey, yes. And if we didn't do this, we wouldn't have these young prospects that we have. We wouldn't have Gilbert. We wouldn't have Acuna. And this is why we had to make that move. Yo, you see what's going on with Scherzer? Now, Verlander's still pitching pretty well. You see what's going on with Scherzer? He's injured. He's not pitching well no more. He's washed. And these guys only have, another year left of their contract or something, or 2 years. And then, where are they going to go after that? We had to make those moves. And we would have never got those guys if we didn't buy the contracts out. If we didn't pay, if we're not still paying for these guys. It would have happened. So
I think that's what makes me such a positive Met fan too, because my dad's the same way. My dad's such a negative Met fan.
Every Met fan, every Met fan that is like of the older generation, bro, is like my dad continuously. He's actually on one of my episodes. He continuously is afraid for me because he's like, I don't want you to end up like the Cubs fans that were born in like 1908. I'm like, come on. I was like, Dad, come on, man. I was like, we're gonna see one, bro. Like, I have a different feel now. Like in 2006, we obviously had a phenomenal year. One of my favorite years as growing up as a Met fan.
Yep.
And after 2006, I thought we were going to be back, bro, every year. It hurt so bad. I was crying in my room, bro. I literally broke my hand. I punched the wall when what's his name? Yadier hit the home run. I was beyond myself. And I was crying, and then I thought but the thing that kept me alive was I felt like we were just going to be back every year. Like the whole thing next year is Carlos Delgado was like, we just want to go straight to the playoffs. Like, we don't even want to play season. We're never going to make it. But we never went back to 2015.
Dude, I got a story about that. 2007 January, right after 06, right? When we go on that run, I'm hanging out in my basement, a bunch of buddies. I got a buddy who's a big-time Yankee fan. And I'm chirping him, telling him, look at the future of the Mets, the young kids that we got, these other core guys we got around us. Like, we didn't win it this year because all our pitching got hurt. These next couple of years, we're going to be nasty. Yankees are done. They're all getting older, blah, 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 chirping him on that. Sure enough, the Mets lose in 07 and 08 in devastating fashion. And I got to watch the core four win another ring in 09. Just eating my words. He still brings it up to me all the time. Shout out Jay Reaney. Devastating. Yeah. Devastating.
Yeah, it's tough living in the same city with Yankee fans.
07 was tough too, man. 07. I was at that game where Glavine he just exploded the last game of the season. I was at that game.
Of an inning, I think he went. He didn't even finish the first.
I won the jump from the mezzanine, man. Just that was wild. Especially
and then
after 06.
Last day at Shea. We lose last day at Shea. They close the doors at Shea.
The worst. Yo,
like the 7th or 8th. Brutal.
Why did they do that? To this day, why did they do the ceremony at the end of the game in a game where it was do or die for us? Bro, I'm sitting there. I was at that game too. I'm sitting there just like with my head down, like I can't believe I have to sit here and watch the closure of Shea Stadium now.
That's honestly top 5 most saddest moments of my life.
Easily.
That's like
brutal.
That's like
Seaver and Piazza walking through the door.
It's like your girlfriend breaking up with you, and then you gotta watch her get married.
Bro, that was tough. I said that was tough.
Watching the ceremony.
I've said this many times, man. As much as I love Citi Field, beautiful. I'm not. It's not that I'm trying. Maybe it's a little biased because I'm a Met fan. I don't know, but Citi Field's gorgeous. Like it really is. But bro, like how do you not miss Shea Stadium, dude? You know what I mean? Like. Bro, Shea was like it was just that's the thing. I grew up there, It wasn't the greatest looking stadium. Nobody would ever say that. But it was but it was one of those classics. It was exactly. It was ours. It was one of those classics that we grew up in. So that was tough, bro. 2008, closing the doors. And not only closing the doors, it would have just been better if we were just eliminated. Like we knew we were eliminated. Going in there thinking we had, we might, be in the playoffs and then just losing in the way we did in the Brewers. I don't know if you remember, the Brewers were the team that they also had to win. And then on the scoreboard,
pitching every 3 days.
Yeah, on the scoreboard we saw that the Brewers were winning, and then we were like, it's over, bro. And then we had to sit there through the closure. That was tough.
Brutal, dude.
But
brutal.
It is what
and
it is,
you know what? That's why a lot of Met fans are negative. You know what I mean? We gotta always think about that. Like, there's a reason why everyone's like this.
Yeah, I just try to keep to my strengths and try to stay positive, bro. And I'll tell you this, man. Like again, we were talking about Alex, how much we appreciate her, how much we appreciate Steve. Like these guys, man, I can't appreciate them enough of what they're doing for us. And I know that they're gonna do everything. I never trusted anybody more than these two. You know what I mean? Steve, I just know they're going to do what is right to put a winning product on the field. Like, I really do. And I just feel like we're not being desperate. You know what I mean? Like throwing anything out at anybody. That's what we're doing. We're not just going to give free money to whoever just because Senga just went down, which we're going to talk to about a little bit, which is very unfortunate again as a Met fan. But, we're not going to be desperate. We're not just going to throw money out because let's be real, except for the two guys who everyone knew always had a plan of going to LA, this offseason sucks, bro. It's not a strong offseason. Like, there's not that many names out there. Next year, there's a few that I really think Steve is going to really push to get. Now, again, it's their doing if they want to stay. But I'll tell you right now, I really think, and I know the Yankees and Mets, they don't like getting in this war with each other, but I really think he's going to throw down a big bid for Soto. I really do. Because he's a young cat, power, gets on base, and I really can see Soto, because, when he got Verlander and Scherzer, it looked great at the time, but I think Steve is the type of guy, he's a businessman. He's the type of guy that he sees if something's not working, he's not going to approach that no more. Soto's such a sure bet for years to come. You know what I mean? He's a sure bet. He's not a guy that you're going to get and you're going to be like, damn, in like 2 years, this is going to suck. You know what I mean?
He's young.
So, yeah.
He's a generational player.
Bro,
yep.
Doesn't it feel like
Big
Soto's
time.
like in his 30s already?
Crazy, right? I feel like I've been watching him forever.
Bro, I feel like I've been watching this dude, like you just said, he's only 25 years old, dude. Like, what?
Wild.
How is that possible?
No, it's wild, man. It's wild. He's coming into his prime, and he's honestly one of the first guys that are going to be able to take advantage of this whole contract because a lot of guys they got to come in and play in the major leagues for 5.5 years. Everybody does before they're able for free agency. He came up at 19. You know what I mean? So he's one of the only guys. Bryce Harper got to do this as well, where they're 25, 26 now, and they're going to go to free agency. They're going to make insane money. He's going to make insane.
Forget it. And I'll tell you right now, Scott Boras cannot be happier that the Yankees got Juan Soto in his contract year with that short porch.
Mm-hmm.
That short porch. Bro, Scott Boras, I'm telling you, I could see his face when that trade went through. He was so ecstatic that the Yankees, what's up, bro?
Shout out, Joe.
My bad. I thought this was a 9 o'clock thing.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's all good.
Welcome.
It's all good.
What's up?
Yo, shout out Dro. Dro's actually the one that came up with the name too for our podcast.
Oh, on deck, baby, on deck.
My boy Dro coming through with the name. We were thinking for days, what are we gonna do? Dro came out that. We're sitting there thinking like, we want to have something that's not just linked with the Mets, but people know we're about the Mets, but we could do anything. Perfect name. Perfect.
Oh, yo, I also think your boy from Amazin Met Zone is actually on too.
Nice.
If you look at the comments, check out the comments. Yo, what up, bro?
Yeah.
If you want to hop on, you can hop on, my guy.
Shout out Big Roy. About to be baby. Have another baby.
Yeah, he's about to be another father again. Is he having? You know if he's having a son or a daughter?
He's having a boy, right?
Oh boy! There you go, another boy. Oh yeah, yo, his son, bro.
2044, right?
Yo, shout out to Ron, right? Ron.
No, Roy.
Roy. My bad. His son, bro. I love his son. Yo, that's the type of kid I want to have, bro. When I have a kid, doing everything with him, bro.
I met Cam in the barbershop with my boys one day, and he shocked me just like with his Mets knowledge. I had a conversation with him like he was a grown ass man, dude. Like
that's awesome.
Talking to him like he knew so much about the Mets, and it was actually ironic later on getting hooked up with his dad and everything. To do the podcast. So Cam's a superstar. We all play second fiddle to Cam. We know that Cam's on another level.
That's awesome. Yeah,
an all-star barbershop. I met Cam when he was a baby. The first time I saw him, because I used to be in the car business like back in the day, and I always went to Roy to cut my hair, because if you live on Long Island and Roy's not cutting your hair, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But
shout out All-Star Barbershop.
Yeah, Cam.
That's where he works. He works there.
Yep.
Yep. I'm about to go there and get a haircut.
He's cutting hair right now.
Do it up right, bro.
Oh yeah, see it right there. He said he's cutting it up right now. That's awesome.
Just to jump back onto what you were saying before, Joe, about not spending money this offseason as much. it's tough to spend money right now on, Blake Snell when you're paying Blake Snell 30, but with the luxury tax, you're really paying him like 60. Dude, so it's smart, man. It's a smart move to save, keep that money in your pocket for next offseason. That's when we're gonna start spending. This offseason was, like you said, it was kind of a light offseason, so it was strictly mids.
Dude, that should be sitting there wishing that they signed another pitcher right about now.
You think so right now, Joe? That's what we're just talking about.
Yeah, it's madness.
But who do you like? Who So all right, so we have another point of view. Who would you want to go out and get?
Trevor Bauer.
Agreed. No, I agree to that. I agree.
That's it.
I agree. Bro, I actually have a video. I have a video from literally like 2 posts ago. Actually, it's on YouTube as well. And I'm talking about that. My brother's like, please don't talk about this. We're going to get canceled. And I'm like, I'm sorry. That's a guy I would take a chance on because he's asking for literally the minimum. Now, I understand the only problem with him, we're in New York. It's probably going to get a lot of publicity. But here's what I don't understand. Trevor Bauer, in all honesty, was never proven guilty. But we got guys like Ozuna and Chapman in the league who we all know what they've done. That's what I don't understand about the Trevor Bauer
Bro,
thing.
there's a lot of guys in sports that have gotten second chances for
Oh my God, bro, Tyreek Hill's a full-out criminal, bro. he's a full-out criminal. He's killing it from Miami. Like, I don't know. Like if the story came out and we literally saw, because I'm not going to lie, bro, from all the evidence I saw from those text messages, it literally looked like this girl was trying to, like, get at his money. And there was pictures of her smiling and all this other stuff. And I'll tell you right now, as a Mets fan, because I know you guys remember all as Mets fans, what he did to us. I mean, I felt some type of way where it looked like he was coming here with that whole thing he put out, and then he went to the Dodgers. I didn't like it.
Nightingale.
Yo,
Bob
bro.
Nightingale. Yeah. Nightingale said that he was coming, and he's wearing the hat.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he was
the Met hat. It was like you said. Everyone thought he was a Met.
I feel like he was a doctor all day. Even back then, I kind of felt like he was just kind of toying around with it. A lot of times when you look at guys to jump from the West Coast to the East Coast, especially a guy like Bauer grew up out there, like it was never going to happen. It's like saying, like, when people were like, oh, Ohtani might come to the Mets, Ohtani could come to the Mets. That was never going to happen. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. We all knew that wasn't going to happen. I thought Yamamoto was a big possibility, but
so did I. I definitely
obviously he
I really thought
he was playing that little he was playing that girlfriend that was just going on dates for the money, bro. No, on dates for the free food. My bad. On dates for the free food.
I thought it was either Mets or Yankees with Yamamoto. To be honest, dude, like LA kicked in my eyes, like just swooped out of nowhere. I was like, they're not going to throw stupid money again, but I guess they just have a bottomless pit of money over there.
It's not that.
Once they got Shohei, it was.
It's not that. Yeah, exactly. So when they got Shohei, I was like, yes, Dodgers are out of the running. But then when I saw, and I called my brother the moment this happened, that deal where he's only paying like $2 million for 10 years, I was like, Yamamoto's a Dodger. That was literally what I said. He's a Dodger. They're paying Shohei nothing, bro. We're paying more for half our team. All the guys that are on the bench.
Guys that aren't even there.
I was saying we're paying more for Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah, literally.
You think of like how fundamental, like overall as a whole, how much better that team got this past offseason. Like there is like on the scoring card of the offseason, you have the LA Dodgers, a massive gap, and then everyone else.
No,
I mean, not only that. So we'll talk Shohei's the big sexy move. Yamamoto was a big sexy move. How about the trade for Glasnow?
Oh, yeah. That's a very underrated. People forget about that. Because they got Shohei and Yamamoto, but they had such a sick offseason. By the way, shout out to everybody in the chat. Jason, my boy Hussein. Shout out to everybody in chat. What's up, fellas? We're just talking Mets baseball here. Keep on going.
What's your guys...
They signed, they got the two big arms that everyone loved that could be aces literally anywhere. Shohei could potentially be the best player of all time. Yamamoto is an excellent pitcher, very proven. And Glasnow's up there too. And like those other moves were so good that they snuck in any other team in the league. The Mets, if the Mets traded for Glasnow, it would have been like, wow, great move.
Easily.
What I mean?
And it's funny because that's like one of their obviously low tier moves right now, which is so insane. Their offseason, bro, this was one of the best off seasons from a team that I could remember. I know the Yankees had a very powerful one in 2009 as well, but this was better. They got the best player in my lifetime, and I think all of our lifetimes in Shohei, even though he's not pitching. Even though he's not pitching next year, and then getting Yamamoto and then Glass now, it's just like that's sick, dude.
The one
thing
they have Mookie Betts and they have Freddie Freeman. And
they got
have
studs.
all these. They're just insane. So I mean, they're the team to beat, but they've been the team to beat for a few years.
That's what I'm saying, guys. We know how baseball is, bro. Like all you got to do is get in the dance, get hot, and you're going all the way. Like it's not.
Don't
look at the Diamondbacks last year.
I was about to say
Diamondbacks. You win 80, 85 games.
You know what I mean? Like, and to go back on what you said about. To go back to what you said about the greatest free agent class too, with them, like we have to wait and see because like the Yankees did win right away in 2009, and those guys produced, so they got to win, and then we could say that, you know.
Yeah. No.
We'll
totally
see how
right.
it goes.
Dude,
I mean, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, I don't expect the Mets to dance anything this year. I expect them to go through this year. Hopefully, develop these younger players a little bit more, give the older guys some reps, teach them how to be leaders a little bit. Whatever spin-off we can have to find positivity for the season, I don't expect there to be a postseason, though.
What's expectations, wins and losses right now for you? Like upper 70s, low 70s?
I would say 500, 81 and 81.
Okay.
I think we could reach 85 or 86 because
that's what
I think we had
85.
a very, very like what how do I say it? Like I feel like so many guys underperformed last year. So many. Marte. Oh my God, McNeil. Oh my God, McNeil's year was terrible, bro. Terrible. I think all these guys, even Alonso, who hit 45 or 47 home runs, even he had a down year because his average was way down. You know what I mean?
He had 217 last year?
Lindor had a great year, though.
217,
217. Lindor had a great year, though. Lindor, he had a great year. He had 30 home runs. He even stole. He had a decent amount of stolen bases last year. He had a great year last year.
No, I think we can get Marte. Nothing from Marte. Nothing from the DH position. Beatty gave us nothing. You're expecting Alvarez to develop a little more, another year there. I think we lost Drew.
Yeah, we did.
But I honestly, I could see like with the team we have right now, I kind of lean more with Dro, what he was saying, around 500. But I think if we could stick around and be in it a little bit, only a couple games back, and we could go out at the deadline and maybe add a pitcher or something to strengthen this starting pitching, because I feel like that's the biggest weakness right now.
Well, the problem is this: like 3 days ago, I would have said probably over under 85.5. I probably would have said like 85, 86.
Senga.
Now with Senga going down, you can account for at least 3 losses there. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Like
maybe
Diaz
more.
had a huge impact last year. Senga's going to be a huge impact this year because he's really our only proven guy. Senga is our only proven pitcher that we can trust to go. Devy's a wild card.
What are you expecting long term of how long Senga's going to be down? Obviously, none of us know. But what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
3 months, end of June, early July.
Yeah, I could see June before he's starting to throw. Yep.
I can see a same scenario as when Verlander was down last year. I can see something.
And to bring up a thing though, there's a whole buyout clause or opt out clause in Senga's contract where in the first 3 years, if he pitches 400 innings, he could actually opt out and become a free agent again. So there was actually talk on the radio today on WFAN that they were saying that the Mets there was a conspiracy that the Mets are holding them out, knowing that they were bad this year, and they're going to bring them up around that time, which obviously is false. But it's funny that people just come up with these things,
Yeah.
Imagine he finds a way, opts out, he goes to the Dodgers too. I couldn't even.
Stop that, no, come on, don't say that.
I mean, I love the guy. I think he's one of my favorite guys on the team, to be honest. He's just solid, goes out there and gets it every time.
Going around the room, too, I want to go around the room with another tough question. Do you think we sign Pete Alonso? Drew, go ahead.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I love homegrown players. I love his consistency, all those, checks all the boxes. But, I mean, I don't know. It's tough. I'm always on the fence about this question. Obviously, I want him to be back. I want him to be a Met forever. but I don't know. Maybe like we talked about before, those old owners like Wilpons, we sign someone like that. We're not signing anybody else. The fact that we can sign him and still sign other players, like I'm okay with it. I don't really want to give him a 10-year contract, but at the same time, if that's what he's looking for, he's looking for 8 to 10 years. So, I mean, we have to make him happy, and we have to show that we are going to pay our homegrown guys. But if we lose him, like obviously we're all in that mindset of it could happen, But yeah, I don't know, man. That's such a tough question because some days I'm like, we got to pay him, we got to pay him, we got to pay him. And there's other days where I'm like, listen, he can walk, and it'll be all right. We'll be all right without him.
Joe, what are you thinking on that?
So
I think.
Go. I thought he said Joe. I thought he said Joe. You go first. You go first. Yeah, it sounded like you said Joe. Yeah. All right, go.
So I think that if there is one move that you make next year on a team that struggles offensively and struggles for power, you make damn sure that you sign Pete Alonso to whatever it is. If like Aaron Judge, they gave Aaron Judge 8 years. Is he going to play 8 years? Probably not. But he'll be a full-time DH in, the last 3 years of that contract. But you pay him whatever the hell you need to pay him to keep 45 home runs on the team. A team that struggles for power, struggles for average. Pete gets the big hit. You know what I mean? When he's up there, he's 126 RBIs in
118 last year, 118.
And then 118 last year. You know what I mean? Like
with a 217 batting average. So that's crazy.
Yeah, it happens. You know what I mean? He makes it happen. So I think that you overextend. You sign Pete Alonso. If you pay him $40 a year and you have to go 8 years with it at $240, then whatever. If you got to go 10 at whatever, you just do it because
20. Yeah. How about you, Joe? What are you thinking on that?
So you guys already know how I feel about Steve and how I feel like he's going to do everything in his power to keep the guys that he wants to keep. And bro, how do you not keep Pete Alonso? You know what I mean? Like, he's our homegrown talent. The guy might hit 500 home runs in his career, and he started kind of late. Pete started kind of late. He didn't start early like Soto did. And he might hit 500 in his career. And dude, what do we have? 2 guys that ever was Mets for the entire career. Seaver wasn't even a Met for his whole career.
Yep,
we have, right? Yeah. We only have like 2 guys who are literally Mets for their entire career, right? And I believe at Kranepool. I think that's
it. Kranepool.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's all we got.
No, that is all we got, and a franchise too that's never got an MVP. So if I could see us just lose, if we didn't sign Pete or we traded Pete, couldn't you see him going somewhere else, hitting 55 homers, 130 RBIs, winning an MVP? Like, I could see that. So it's just like, I much rather sign him, have him play his whole career here, and I much rather see him stink here than see him dominate somewhere else.
Yeah. You got to sign Pete, bro. I
think Coleman. I think they have like an under the table deal where they're like, listen, we can't pay you right now. Wait till some money comes off the books, and we'll pay you next year.
It's been clear. It's been clear that Pete and his wife love New York and love the Mets. He loves it here, and like, he's sincere when he says this. Like, Pete's not the type of guy that's just going to be lying out of his ass. He's very sincere of what he's saying, and you can tell that he loves it here. And he loves playing for the Mets, and he wants to be a Met for his career. All we got to do is lay out the money for him.
Scott Boras' client, he's going to free agency,
Pete Alonso brought back all the 9/11 stuff. He brought back the 9/11 cleats and the FDNY hats and the NYPD hats. He embraced the being in New York and the community and the people and the culture. And I'm pretty sure Pete Alonso's from Florida. He's not. He's not born and bred here. Yeah, he's not born and bred here. He just adapted.
Tampa Bay
owns it. Yeah, owns it. He owns it, good and bad. If the crowd's booing or the crowd's cheering, he owns it either way. He accepts responsibility, holds himself accountable. He is exactly what you want a player to be, and he just happens to be one of the best power hitters in the game. You know what I mean? I would say like years like 2022. So last year was a strange one, and this is going to be a big year for Pete with what you classify him as. Whether you can classify him as one of the best pure hitters in the league, like you could in 2022 when he had a ton of RBIs and just always on base, crazy on base percentage, or is he a power hitter like he was in 23 where he's really just hitting bombs? So it's going to be an interesting year, but you have to just hand them a blank check. And unfortunately, he hired Scott Boras. He did it for a reason. Boras is going to shop the whole world. He's going to play all the games. The Mets got to lock him down. Season ends in October. By November, before the winter meetings, you have to ink Pete Alonso.
It's not going to happen, though.
I have a tough question. I have a tough question for you guys. All right, tough question.
Oh, you said next year.
Yeah, so next year, so off season, and we could only sign one, and it's between Wright and Soto, but we could definitely sign one of them. Who you picking?
Alonso and Soto. I take Alonso.
Oh wait, who did I say? That's it.
Right.
Oh my God, my bad. I don't know why Wright was in
That's a good person.
So yeah,
sometimes we call Lindor Reyes too.
I said, all right, yeah, crazy. Yes, but Alonso and Soto, who you guys choosing?
That's tough, man.
It's tough, bro. That's tough.
That's a tough question.
I take Pete Alonso all day. He's here. He's proven that he can hit here. He's already playing here. The fans already love him. If we don't sign Juan Soto, we never had him. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If we lose Pete, it's over.
Yeah, I'm only picking Pete because it's just that, like I said, I much rather see him stink here than see him dominate somewhere else. I can't let this guy go. He could be the best, one of the best players, if not the best player in our franchise's history. So I want to see this guy be a lifelong Met. But having said that, I want to win more than anything. So if he's gone and we win, I could care less because in the end, all we're rooting for is the front of the jersey,
Yeah, no, we get a ring, bro. I don't care who's on the team. I don't care if we got a ring with a bunch of the worst players in the game, bro. Just get me a damn ring. I'm desperate. I'm gonna be honest. I'm desperate. As a Met fan, bro, I'm completely desperate. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't take it anymore. I can't talk to my Yankee friends, and then we're having an argument, and then they just bring up the rings, and I'm just there all right, I guess I'd lose.
Yeah, that being,
I'm just I can't. I gotta win, bro.
That being said, I will say, I am always follow the team, not the player. So if for whatever reason, Alonso we miss out on Alonso and Soto, whatever. My loyalty is to the Mets and none of these players. You know what I mean? So
well, of course, that's always even when Reyes went to Miami, you think I was happy about that? I was very distraught because again, he was our homegrown guy. He was our homegrown guy that we grew up, in 2006, 2007, being the most electric player in baseball. I wasn't happy about that, especially he was just coming off the batting title, which I was actually at that game where he ended up laying on that button and hit the hay. But it's always to the team. It's always to the team. If we win with whoever we have, I really don't care what goes on. But yes, we have to sign Pete next year. It has to be done. And unfortunately, Boras is his client, so that he's not signing throughout the year. He's not. Boras doesn't do that. He doesn't.
Yeah, they'll wait till the year's over. Yep.
Yeah.
Jason said I'm fuck back too, in the comment.
Yeah, I see that.
Jason said, I don't know. That's another wild card.
Go ahead, Drew. Do you think?
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
Yeah. He's the better player. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
no,
man.
Good, brother.
Yo, of course, bro. We'll talk. We'll definitely talk. Definitely, dude. Yeah, definitely, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's all. That's like us, bro. That's like me and my boys. We're always in this group chat just talking sports, bro.
Yelling about the Mets all day.
Exactly. Exactly. Bro. Yeah, man. Definitely, dude. Yo, maybe we'll catch a game. We'll catch a game this year. Yeah, bro. All right, man.
Peace
out,
Drew.
bro.
So so it's an interesting perspective, Joe. Jeez, I said Drew.
No, you're good.
Hey, let me tell you. But So it's an interesting perspective. So we all do Amazing Met Zone. We all kind of came together and we make the content for this stuff. We're all obviously diehard Met fans, right? But we all have our individual different perspectives. So a lot of times Drew and Phil are on the same side about stuff, and I'm polar opposite. You know what I mean? I'll be like, oh,
that's me. That's me with my boys. My boys are always on the same side, and then I always come in with something crazy. But yeah, go ahead.
Like I wasn't thinking Shohei Ohtani. I wasn't paying attention to what was going on. I knew he was basically a Dodger already. You know what I mean? So it's and they're more hopeful. Like I'm not thinking about Soto because I don't think that they're gonna pay Soto $600 million. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's gonna end up making sense. But he's a great player. You know, I think he's drastically overvalued, and that the media has taken him and spun him into this insane thing that he could potentially maybe be, and that's yet to be seen. We'll see how he plays in New York, but I think he's drastically overvalued. I personally wouldn't give him more money than I'd give Alonso. I look at them like the same class of player. Like both have potential for power. Soto's great at his position. Alonso's great at his position. Like I just don't have that lingering value for Soto that so many other people have.
I think the thing with Soto and Alonso that a lot of people would say separates them is the on base percentage, the walks,
100%.
And I mean, Alonso's average has been consistent with Soto kind of the last few years until this year. This year his average was way down. But I think it's really that on base percentage and those walks. That's really the separation because Soto just walks a shitload and his on base percentage is great. So I think those are the two things that separate the two, really.
And it's conforming to a league that has shifted from where batting average is the most important thing, moving into things like on base percentage, OPS plus, walks, and you're looking at all these other secondary stats as opposed to looking at the pure thing. A few years ago, we would have had a different conversation. Who has the higher average? That's the better hitter. But that's not the case because now we have all these different metrics where we can kind of break that apart.
100%.
You got to remember, Soto had a year where he was batting low 200s for until what? August? And then he just went on a crazy power tear.
I remember that. I think that was 2 years ago, maybe? Yeah, I remember that year. I remember that year because a lot of people were like, oh my God, what's going on with Soto?
With Pete, though, the thing that gets me with Pete, where like to play devil's advocate of why I think Soto is the better player, is the doubles aspect. Like to me, I feel like Pete would get more doubles. You know what I mean? Oh,
what's up, bro?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
What's happening, Captain?
Same home, man. Just getting home.
You cut in hair, man.
I just got home. I wrote in the chat before. I'll be home soon, so I would jump on and see.
Yeah. These guys were saying that you give a mean haircut, bro. I'm gonna have to come out to Long Island.
Appreciate it. There's a lot of guys out there that give mean haircuts. We can't forget Sean Hogan too.
No one's better than Roy.
That's Phil's barber. He's good though. He can't. I can't front. He cutting Cam with the design.
Hey, that's where I met Cam. Cam schooled me when he was sitting in the chair, talking Mets with me, and I was just blown away. I was like, "Bro, how old are you? How old are you?" I couldn't believe it.
Where's Drew?
He had to go.
Just got off.
Yeah. That's right. Where's Hype?
He never came on.
Hype's like, where's Waldo? You know, where's Hype?
You
gotta find him.
No doubt.
Is that one of these days, like about 10 years from now, there's going to be a pretty brutal basketball game of Drew's brigade of kids versus Roy's brigade of kids.
My kids, my girls, they're older. So it just really Cam and the baby that's the youngest ones. My daughters, they older.
Mm-hmm. Roy's working on like a starting five with a 6-man.
Nah, bro. You crazy. Four and done. I'm gonna get the snippety.
You getting snippied up, huh?
No,
really? Yeah. That's it. 4 and done, bro.
I'm done. Over it.
That's it.
We
I
were
love it,
talking
man.
we were talking about before. I was like, yo, your son, bro, that's like type of like that's like my dream. Like if I have a son, bro, like to have a kid that is that into the Mets, do things with me like that. Like that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, yo, that kid's a
Really,
blessing, man. He's a pain in the
yeah.
ass sometimes,
Yeah,
but he's a
all
blessing, man.
all kids could be,
Yeah. He's
but yeah,
good though.
great kid, great kid. No, yeah, I can see from the Instagram, bro. Like and all the content that you guys put out. Yo, he looks like an amazing kid. You know, doing this with you guys, doing Amazing Met Zone with you guys, and just having these conversations with you guys. That I'll tell you right now, I teach high school. I can't have these conversations with my high school students.
Cameron's got
Yeah.
a big heart.
Like I'm not gonna say all of them. Like nine, like maybe like 85% of them. So, some of them,
Got
some of
you.
them, like I have like these real conversations with about like baseball and stuff. But Cam, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Cameron's got a big
he's
heart.
all in. He's
He
on.
loves the game.
He plays for 2 teams. He's on travel with the Arrows, and then he plays for North Shore also. Which last year he was on the Mini Mets and they won their championship.
Oh, that's dope.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
so he's
Somewhere winning a ring.
At least the Mets got some championship.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. You know, like the mini Mets, bro. Yeah, I got. Come on, man. What positions he play?
He's a first baseman.
Nice. That's awesome,
Yeah.
dude.
He's not a power hitter. He's good. He's good.
The little
You know?
polar bear coming up.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
your favorite guy, Polar Pete.
There you go.
Now, but yo, man, I just wanted to say too, thank you for having us on here. You know,
bro.
and we appreciate it. And thank you for, following our pages as well, dude. We appreciate that.
Yo, your page, bro, is one of the best content pages, in my opinion, out there, especially that I follow. Amazing, bro.
Thank you.
Like yesterday, like I was telling the guys, like just having having like future Mets on the show, having some minor leaguers that was on the show. You guys did the thing with Doc Gooden, Trevor May. Been watching all that, and then like I was telling the guys, I was like typing something. I forgot what I was typing, and all of a sudden I see Alex's name right there, and then that's when like 2 seconds later you're like, oh my god, like Queen Alex is in the chat. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like Alex is in your chat right now. Like that's awesome.
That was a special moment for us with Amazing Met Zone. Like I've been building a relationship and a good rapport with Alex for a while now, and she doesn't do lives and she doesn't do podcasts, so for her to do that for us, that like solidified us in a way, and it was a stamp of like officialness. And that was just cool. It was awesome that she did that for us, and we're forever grateful, and we always bump into her at the stadium, and she always talks to my son, and she's a very kind person, and like I said, we've all met her. The only one that I didn't think got to meet her was Phil. He wasn't able to make it that day, but Joe met her, Hype met her, Drew has met her, Hirsch has met her. So yeah, we actually did a special gift for her and her father, and ever since that, then people were like, "Oh, you're the GOAT Met fans" and stuff like that. So it's
awesome.
cool, man. Like we're just thankful for all the opportunities, and like we always say, man, anytime anybody wants us on their podcast or would like to join ours, whether it's lives or on deck or anything like that, we're more than welcome to to join and have people come on. It's a Met community, man. That's what we're here for. The only thing I don't like are the copy and paste pages, and I'm going to be honest. That's the only thing. If you're going to do what you're doing, create your work, create your content, like what you're doing now. You started your platform. These guys are starting their platform. We're on deck. You have your platform.
Mm-hmm.
You're building your following. That's
Get
what
him,
it's
Roy.
about.
Tell him, Roy.
But there's a lot of pages.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So
actually, I don't even know what that is, to be honest. So tell us about that. What do you mean copy and paste pages?
There's a lot of copy and paste pages. All right. So now when you see Amazing Met Zone, the reason why we're climbing the ranks as fast as we are with the Met content and the Met community, and with the following gaining followers, is because we're hitting the pavement. We're out there. We're at all these events. We're at signings. We're everywhere that we can possibly be where there's a Met event. We're there. Our faces are being seen. We're filming, whether it's writing, captions.
Coming up with our own content too. Like
content, funny little skits, things like that. Like that's what we're doing.
And I'm seeing a lot of pop-up pages that are just coming up, and all they're doing is just screen recording videos from SNY and and places like that. They'll take stuff right off of Twitter, and they're not even sourcing the person. At least source the person that you're getting your content from.
Yes,
when you cut the screen out and you don't even say who you got it from, we can't respect that stuff. That's not building proper content. That's just stealing what you're doing.
Yes, I
agree. You know, I don't say much about it. I don't say anything like that. But it's getting to the point where it's like, come on, now this is out of control. There's 50,000 Met fan pages, and like only 3 of them or 4 of them are actually creating really good content. So I mean, you know, if you want to be in this realm of what you're doing, then you have to step up and actually put the work in.
Yes,
that's
yes.
all, you know, and build relationships.
I actually see more of those pages than not. Now that you're saying that, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I agree. One time I was looking at a page, and I thought the dude was interviewing forgot who was getting interviewed. I think it was Griffey, bro, getting interviewed. And I was like, damn, this dude's like getting interviewed by Griffey. But then I look at the followers, and the dude had like 200 followers, and I'm like, I feel like somebody interviewing Ken Griffey Jr. is gonna have more than 200 followers. So I like looked
but
at
you know what that. It's and then I'll fix that right there with that, because you know there's people are still learning about this whole social media thing. It's honestly, you know, what people get it misconstrued is the follower count. It's really not the follower count. See, we're almost at 6,000 followers, right? That's in the year that we've been grinding and going crazy. But why we get what we do is the interactions on the page. So every month we're hitting anywhere, and this is off season. This is not us during the season yet. This is us off season, and we're hitting 130 to 150,000 accounts that come to see Amazing Met Zone's content. So yeah, we have almost 6,000 followers, but it's the traction, the amount of views, the amount of clicks, the amount of plays. That's what the teams look for. That's
no doubt
how you get noticed and stuff like that. It's that the following comes as time goes on.
Yeah,
so
I agree. I just the content on this page that I was looking at was like literally like a reporter. Like it was like he was the reporter, and he was like writing in the caption, or whoever it was writing the captions about I'm interviewing so and so. But then I would look at the page, and like it was a different person interviewing every single time, and it wasn't that person interviewing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. It's like I had to reach out to certain, like I was seeing pages pop up, right? And then, you know, I get people, can you follow me and repost so I can get my followers up? And then I'm looking at the content, right? So then I reach back out to the person, and I'm like, listen, are you down at spring training right now filming this? And then I'll go and I'll look on SNY and all these pages, and it's this. All they did was just copy and paste right to their page. See, like with us right now, we couldn't make it to spring training. Last season, I was down to spring training filming. This year, I can't make it due to, you know, my wife is going to give birth at any moment. If not, we would be there. We would definitely be there without a question.
Of course. Yeah, I'm definitely going. Well, I'm getting married this year. That's why I'm not there. I'm going next year for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So this year,
Thank you.
I don't mean to cut you off. Congratulations as well. This year, what we're going to do is in April, we're going to go down to Cincinnati where Drew's at. We're going to attend those games, and we're going to film there. So that's what we're going to do since we're not at spring training. But while we're down when spring training is going on, we have our buddy Grant over there from Jenny Mets. He's filming content for his Twitter account as well as content for us, and we're going to post and source. That's how you do it. That's the proper way to do it. You just don't take things from people and expect that you're going to just get this massive following. You can't. I don't. Me personally, I don't respect that.
Like the girl that made the Yankees friend zone. This girl, we have Hirsch. I don't know if you know.
Shout out Hirsch.
Who Hirsch is, but Hirsch does things. It's at Hirsch does things on Instagram. He's like a freaking wizard. He's the nicest.
Wait, at Hirsch.
Hirsch does things. HIRSH
I'm gonna
does
follow that right now.
things. We had him on as a guest earlier on in the season, and just like really was a great guy to talk to. Lovable, super friendly, big time Mets fan. Great guy, just good human,
Makes
like the
great
type of human
content
you
too.
want to
Great
have
content.
inside you. So we started working with him, and then he eventually actually, ended up joining Amazing Met Zone, and he pushes this crazy. He's actually an Emmy nominated producer from
Oh,
like
that's
News
cool.
12 back
That's
in
cool.
the day.
That's cool that my boy is too. That's funny. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and
That's
so
awesome.
he started making videos, and he thinks of cool stuff, and like he does a lot of content with us now. He's fully on the team, of course.
Yeah, he's
And he
the
goes
because
to a lot of these.
I just followed him. He was the one that was on yesterday, right?
Yep.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's on the lives with us.
Yeah. I
And
just
Hurt
saw. I
is a
just
good
saw his
dude.
picture. I just followed him. Okay. Yeah.
He made a song. He made a video with like the opening song from Friends with like the Mets. I'm sure
That was hilarious, bro. That was him.
he
Yeah,
did
Hirsch
that.
made
Yeah,
that.
he did.
Yo,
This was his
that
brainchild.
was hilarious. That
And Kodai
video, bro.
Senga shared it. Kodai Senga shared it
Senga
himself.
shared it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
he
Twitter.
Oh,
He
shared
that's
it
shared
on
it.
dope.
Twitter.
That's dope.
And
Yeah,
then
'cause that. Yeah,
all
that's
of a sudden
awesome.
we see a Yankee version of the same thing, and we're like, wait, what?
Somebody copied it.
So yeah, no,
They
there's
took
a
his
lot of
idea.
copycat
They took his
stuff.
idea. They took his idea.
Well, no, the girl was really nice about it. Like the girl
Okay.
that did it was really friendly about it, and she was like,
Okay.
"I just thought it was an awesome idea. I
All
wanted to
right.
make it, yeah, whatever." You know what I mean? That's fine. I know Roy talked to her and stuff,
Okay. At least
but it's endearing but stressful at the same time. Like the
yeah.
copy paste stuff, whatever. But when they're copying your stuff, if they sourced it to where they found the original one, that's great. We
Oh
love to
yeah.
see that. You know what
Definitely.
I mean?
Definitely.
But
Because then that also helps you guys out as well. Like if they're sourcing it and they're like, this actually came from so and so Amazing Met Zone, then at least they're giving them the credit. Yeah.
it's like
That's
a
awesome.
collab.
Great.
It's like how TikTok has the ability to like duet videos where it still shows the original one, but you can remix your own thing. So it's
Nice.
cool. It's interesting. It's all humbling, and um it's all endearing in its own way. Like it's all signs of growth on our end. You know what I mean? So it's fun. Like the Amazing Met Zone's fun. Drew and Phil's podcast will take off, and that's gonna be great. We got a couple of other things kind of cooking up in the books. Like when the season starts, we'll have like an Amazing Met Zone blog. I know I'm going to be working on that because it's something that I've wanted to do for a while.
That's
where
awesome.
I'll
Yeah,
write
those are
like
cool.
a weekly
Those are great.
recap, and people can comment on it and stuff, almost like forum based type of thing. And there's merch coming in the future. There's a ton of exciting, fun stuff. Partners with like the 16 Forever Foundation and Doc Gooden and some other fun stuff coming up with that. Like all good stuff coming. And
That's
I'm sure
great,
there'll be
bro.
tons of
That is
community
so awesome.
content too when Lorenzo's born.
Yeah, man. So
Nah,
we're
yeah.
thankful. We're
Like
blessed. It was a lot. It was a lot of work for that a year straight. A lot of investment going into everything, but it can be done. So you just gotta want to do it and put the work into it. And that's why it's cool that you have this platform now, and you're putting in the work and you're reaching out to people. That's what it's all about, trying to get guests on and people who want to have the same passion for the sport that you love, and as well as other sports. So that's cool, man. It's cool to see it. We congratulate you and we wish you much success on what you're doing, and keep doing what you're doing.
Hundred
And
percent.
that's what we're saying. There's room for everyone if you do it the right way.
Yeah.
And there's always room to network with each other. You have your podcast, they're doing the On Deck podcast. Collaborate with each other. Do things like that. That's only going to get you seen more throughout the
I agree.
community. There's no
I agree.
reason to try to. That's one thing I always say about us here at Amazing Met Zone. Like, I'm not claiming to be the best, or we're not claiming to be the best, or we're not saying, oh, we're the top guys at doing this. We just try to always bring the best content possible. We brainstorm, we think of funny ideas, we think of edits, we put things together. Some things hit, some things don't, and that's just it's rolling with the punches and learning from everything, and,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
mean,
all.
the biggest piece of advice, like if you're like newer and kind of starting up your own platform and stuff. So there's two different communities that you want to like target on this. Like there's obviously like the Mets fans, baseball fans, things like that. but there's also the Mets community, like the different pages that exist, like Amazing Met Zone, Vintage Mets, J Mac Customs. Like there's a ton of all the City Boys. Like
Yeah,
there's a ton
there's a lot
of
of them.
different
Yep.
creators that all network together. J.R. Simpson Music, Mets Jingle, like all these different guys are so welcoming and so friendly and so open to sharing the love with each other and different content forms.
Yeah,
And
that's
this one could
awesome.
jump on, that one could jump on. Like I would get familiar with them too. Like guys like Vintage Mets, like Los or
Yes.
Vintage was a huge influence when we first started, and he had been doing this for a while. We were new to the game. We were kind of working out our hiccups, and he was always there, like, "Yo, what if you did like this?" Or I like this on the live, but maybe we should change this. Like it's all constructive criticism, and there
No,
was a
yeah, that's the best. Yeah,
overwhelming amount there.
yeah,
So
that's
it's and
awesome.
we got you, bro.
Yeah,
We'll always
he's.
you're family to us now. Like we're always here.
It's funny because I've
Shout out
actually had.
Grandpa Pora too. Grandpa
Yes,
Pora
Jenny Metz. Yes, yes.
always coming through, helping us out.
Yeah, I saw him actually in the chat. I also saw Grandpa Pora yesterday. That's awesome, man. Networking is great, and and you also can meet friends in the process too.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'd consider Grant a friend now at this point. I followed the Jenny Metz page from 2014 or so, like whenever it was created. He had like I think 6,000 or 7,000 followers when I followed him, and like way back in the day. And then all this time later, this guy Grant's in our live, and everyone's picking on Grant, and I was like, I'm kicking people out of the live for talking crap to this guy Grant. I had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
So it's all interesting how it just all comes around full circle. And there, but what's your plans? Do you have you have the page, you have this platform for like lives, or I don't even know if we're live or if we're being recorded and you're gonna release it. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, we're actually being recorded. It actually goes on to YouTube, and then I usually snippet like little clips from whatever we do, and I put it on like Instagram and TikTok and stuff.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Yeah. So I use
great.
So like the whole episode, like I edit it. The whole episode goes on YouTube on my YouTube channel, and anybody watching in the chat, if you guys want to subscribe, that'll be awesome. My YouTube channel, and then that's when I take like little snippets and I'll put it on like Instagram, like whatever I think was a cool part or we talked about some cool stuff. I would put it on Instagram. I'll put it on TikTok. Yeah, and then I'll obviously tag you guys in it, whoever's on the show, whatever. And then yeah. But it's been fun, man. And like I said, bro, I appreciate you for all your words, all of you guys, and you guys are amazing, and definitely.
Thank you, brother.
No, yeah, you guys are, and like I told you, like I know you like didn't want to be cocky about it, but I think that you guys have one of the best pages out there. Really, your content is amazing, and that's why I was following. And that's why I was like, let me try to hit you guys up. Maybe you guys would want to do a live with me. And it's awesome, bro. So I appreciate
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Now, how long have you been doing your show for now?
Literally since like the week after Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been new.
Yo,
yeah,
listen, man. One thing I could say is people are gonna say, you're wasting your time. You're not gonna get nowhere. And one thing I notice is, truthfully, is it's the people that closest to you won't believe you, won't believe in you. It's the people outside that you build relationship with and friendships with and network with. Those are the supporters. They'll support you before anyone you know. Because sometimes people don't want you to succeed because they feel that they're going to lose grasp of you or something like that. So just keep moving forward. No matter if you hear anything negative, take it as constructive criticism and, just keep moving forward. What you're doing right now is cool, man. And it's only going to go up from there if you just keep putting the legwork in and reaching out to people and trying to get as many people on your show as possible. Keep creating content, keep filming. Don't stop filming, even if it's 10 minutes or you come up with an idea and joke around or something like that, record it.
We talked about that.
Some of the.
Yeah. We talked about that in the beginning before you came on, that when we first started, again, I've never done this before. We first started and we were doing a thing where I've got all my equipment, like, the microphone, everything came in, and we were doing something with my brother and his father-in-law. And my brother's father-in-law has a very funny like way of talking about things. So we were talking about sports, whatever, and it was actually a really funny episode. Like the only thing we had of it was like on GarageBand, like you were able to hear it, and we sent it
you
to
had
some
the
people,
audio.
and we sent it to some people, and they were dying. They were like, "Bro, this is actually really funny." I'm like, "Yeah," because even I started laughing watching it back. I'm like, the only thing I wish is I wish we recorded it. We were just goofing around. And then my boy, who's that I told you he has 2 Emmys, Emmy winning producer. He's like, bro, this is why you always record. No matter what you're doing, you record because you don't know what you're gonna get out of it. It might be something that you're like, damn, bro, like it was really good content. I should have been recording. So yeah, that's a great piece of advice.
That's
right?
it.
Yeah, great piece of advice.
Always record, man. And even like, let's say you just with your boys hanging out and you start talking sports. Somebody has a camera on their phone. Hit record on that shit because you might say some funny ass shit, and that's what's gonna send you to a video that's gonna get you a couple 50,000 plays, shit like that. It's the things you least expect is gonna hit will hit.
Definitely.
Yeah. We've had some goofy ones, man. We've had some super goofy ones over, and like if you look at like so obviously there's so many posts on the Amazing Met Zone page, but like if you go back to like the beginning and you look at like some of the content we were doing then, just kind of the evolution of like the way that content looks and the way things are produced and videos versus still images and all that stuff, like there's a whole evolution to the page itself.
Yeah.
And you can see where the page almost like grew up. We were super gimmicky at first and just kind of making funny pictures and throwing this face on this person and stuff like that. And that was really cool. And a lot of that stuff's really funny. But now you got guys like Drew Minotti has like, perfected his craft. And now he's doing like real player images with awesome backgrounds. And Hirsch
so
is doing
dope.
professional level videos and stuff. So like it'll grow. Whatever you got now, man, you're dipping your toes in the water. Like put them everywhere.
And
there was also stuff that I thought was gonna just hit. I thought there was gonna be bangers, and we got like 20 likes on it. We're like, yo, I had this one thing get like 250
but then something
likes,
stupid
and something I was looking at, I'm like, yo, that's fire. This is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And then the ones that borderline didn't even make the page hit the hardest.
Yep.
The ones that everyone's like, I don't know, it's doofy, whatever. Then all of a sudden, 1,000 likes. Like what?
Yeah.
So you never know. I guess free will is always a thing, and human beings just do whatever they want in general. But let's double back and ask Roy. We were talking before, and he was like, if you could sign Pete Alonso and lock him up for next year, or you lose Pete but you get Soto.
All right, so here's my thing with that, right? I love Pete. I want Pete to stay a Met forever. I think they should pay him. What with my concerns, I'm gonna go with Pete. I'm gonna stay with Pete because Pete's a Met. He's always been a Met, and I think he should continue to stay a Met, right?
Yep.
Now with Soto, my problem with Soto is he's a great bat, right? Now he's gonna want this top dollar. I think my wife and my son just got home actually, so they'll probably be walking in.
They're throwing out 100 for Soto.
What with Soto is Soto wants top dollar, right? And I'm worried. So this is my thing with that. Like he's on the Yankees now, right? And I almost want him to do good on the Yankees, so the Mets do have a shot because I don't want him to do bad where the fans just totally shit all over him, and then he's like, you know what? I'm out of New York. I don't got to deal with this shit. I'm gone, right? But in the same token, it's like, all right, this guy is going to want astronomical money. Is he worth that as just a bat? Because he's slow at running bases. He's not that defensive anymore. I mean, I can't say anymore, but he's not that defensive. Are we willing to pay that, just to have the name? So it's like it's a difficult, but I'm going to go with Pete. I'm going with Pete all across the board. I'm not saying I don't want Juan Soto. I'm not saying that in the least bit because trust me, we would love to have Juan Soto on our team. I want to see him take that 7-line train all the way to Citi Field and leave the Bronx. That's what I want. But I'm going to go with Pete.
There he
homegrown,
is.
like we were talking about Cam. We were talking about.
Hold on, let me take my earpiece out so you can hear you.
But I mean, I think there's, and you could clip this, Joe, if you want to. And
No doubt.
you could make fun of Drodo from Amazing Met Zone if you want to. But there is a large word that describes Juan Soto in Major League Baseball's valuations these days, and it is overrated. He is overrated. And like, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player.
Joe, hold on
But
one
he's
second.
not a
Listen,
$600 million player. Not when
I'm
he
getting
bat
it now, baby.
220 last year.
Oh, all right.
You know what I mean? But
I'm gonna check, man.
people are going to think he's worth 600 mil, and they're delusional.
Wait, say it one more time for the people again. Say it one more time.
I said there's one word that I will describe Juan Soto with, and it is overrated. And
that's what I was just saying.
I'm definitely clubbing that so I could.
He's a great player.
Well, listen, hold on. Before you dub that, let me say the views and opinions of Drodo are not of those of Amazing Met Zone.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah, he did.
Because,
did.
I'm not
in all
gonna say
fairness,
he's overrated, but I think he's gonna get overpaid. Is what I think is gonna happen.
He's over.
Yes. In all fairness, he did say before that his opinions are always different than all of you guys. He did say that before.
He is over.
However, I understand what you mean because he had that really, really powerful season, especially that year that they won the World Series. These days, he hasn't really been that type of guy, in my opinion. He walks a lot, gets on base a lot. That's very big. You need that. And he does get you, 35 homers? Pete has more raw power, in my opinion. More raw power. But I don't know if I would say overrated. But yes, Roy couldn't be more on point when he says overpaid because I'll tell you right now, bro, I think Soto's going to get over 600.
Can I say one thing? How old's Juan Soto right now?
That's
25 years old.
That's the thing.
Do
He's
we
young.
think?
But he's Dominican, 25 years old.
Yeah,
he's 32, bro.
Do you think he's hit his prime yet? You think he's hit his prime?
This is of course he's blown through his prime. What do you mean?
His prime already? He's 25.
That's just a Phil from Shirley disappearance. Right. Yes. Juan Soto has played last year and the year before as if he is already past his prime. He's still a great player, but his Nationals years were way better.
He had a great year last year.
And don't forget, we're Mets fans, bro. You remember Juan Soto dealing it a few years ago on the Nationals? They won the World Series.
Dude,
you
330,
465
OVP.
You hated Juan Soto if you were a Mets fan.
Oh, of
because
course.
he was in the entire division. He was the public enemy number one was Juan Soto, and number two was Bryce Harper.
So you don't think Juan Soto's... So if you had to project home runs for Juan Soto this year with that 314 down the line, what are you projecting?
31.
Oof, I don't know, man.
See, I don't know. I don't like.
Yeah, what you say? How many home runs Juan Soto's gonna hit?
Yeah, with that short porch,
especially with that short porch.
Yeah.
See, my whole thing about that though is like you guys talk about Juan
how often
Soto.
does he hit Oppo though?
Yeah, he's an opposite field hitter. He's gonna have to change his approach.
He does. That's the thing about Soto. He does. You're right. You're 100% right about that. Soto does go Oppo, but here's the thing though. Now I play baseball my whole life, so I kind of understand what a lot of people say when they say this. He might press to try to pull with that short porch, and it actually might mess him up.
100%. 100%. You look at other players like Mark Teixeira that came in.
I'm very curious. Yeah, it's like when Aaron Judge changed his swing after that first year that he had, where he hit all the home runs his first year. He changed his swing to specifically try to hit the right field in Yankee Stadium. His swing at Yankee Stadium is totally different than it is on the road. You know what I mean? So if you watch Aaron Judge's at bats, and even Giancarlo Stanton, it ruined Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, definitely
trying to hit Oppo. So I totally agree with you on that, but it's going to be interesting. I don't think he's worth 600 because I don't think anyone's worth 600.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I don't want to give this guy 10 years 600 and pay him 60 a year. You know what I mean? I just don't like the idea of it. That's why I say overrated, but really the right word is overvalued. Like people are attaching too much money to him.
Overpaid.
Like I think in today's market, Francisco Lindor is very fairly valued. Like he's a $30 million player right now on today's standards. 3 years ago, he wasn't a $30 million player, a $300 million player. You know what I mean? Because he hasn't reached his potential with the Mets yet. And I'm so excited. He's the most exciting thing. Now that Senga's down and that the year will be what it's going to be, Francisco Lindor is the most exciting thing about the Mets this year. What is he going to continue to ramp up and just get better and better and better?
So Lindor hasn't reached
that's
his
my
prime
big.
yet.
You know, I agree with you to a certain point. I think there's gonna. I think. Okay. So we got Lindor, very exciting. Don't forget Pete's up. He can leave after the season.
Yeah, he's
So
free
I
agent
think Pete's
this
gonna
year.
show out this year. I think he's gonna prove that he deserves to be here, and he's gonna prove that he deserves the money he's asking for. The money I don't mind. The years is what the issue is for me. And I'm looking forward to Francisco Alvarez, bro.
Agreed.
Oh yeah.
Agreed. He
Cooled
looks like on a new level right now, bro.
He cooled down towards the back end of last season, but I think that they're gonna try to prove a point. I think they're gonna try to
Have you
show.
seen these guys though? Have you seen like content from spring training? Like Francisco Alvarez looks like he's in the best shape that he's ever been in
Agreed.
his life.
I love everything
Pete
I'm seeing from
Alonso-
him right now. Spring training. He just looks like he's in the
And
best
this-
shape. He's working his.
No, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Oh no. I was just about to say he's working his ass off. He looks like he's in the best shape.
Looks in the best shape of his life, right? And he's looking good. And let's say he's very happy now because we all seen his girlfriend on social media, and he's a happy guy right now.
I haven't seen her at all.
I was about to say
Maybe
that.
Serena
I was about
my account.
I was about to say that. I didn't see his girl yet. His girl was posting on social media.
Go on the page.
Maybe Serena DDoSed my account so she wouldn't pop up or something. I don't know.
Listen to me.
At
You
all.
go to his page, right? And you scroll down, and there's a picture. I think they were on a date or something, and he tagged her in it. You
my
can
brother
click,
sent me this,
and you can go see her. And I'm telling you, they got a lot to be happy.
She said, "Nah, I'm not that good." No, but
Yo,
not
Frankie
only that,
Alvarez,
but
bro.
you see Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso again coming into another year. He lost more weight. Pete Alonso looks cut. Pete Alonso is going to hit 50 home runs this year. He's going to bat 270, and he's going to hit 50 homers, and he's going to absolutely tear the cover off, and he's going to cost the Mets $150 million more than he would have if they locked him up.
I got Cam. Cam's over here jumping on Francisco Alvarez's account so he can see his girl.
Yo,
and
that's awesome.
You'll end up with your own starting five. Be very careful.
See, the thing
That's
is,
awesome.
bro,
far from the tree.
bro, the thing is, there was no way the Mets could lock.
But
there
no,
was no way the Mets
it's
could
all
lock
good.
him
I mean,
up.
these are good things. I'm happy that Pete's on his contract year, and I'm happy that we have the wallet to pay him. If he wants to be a Met, he will be a Met.
Agreed. And
That's what
everything I see tells me he wants to play here. You know?
Yeah.
Everything
if he
tells
wants to
me
be here, Cohen will pony up, and it's just how it is. I don't like the ambiguity of David Stearns. I thought he was like the best signing ever and that he was fantastic. He's an extremely ambiguous human being that stresses me out. I've come to that realization during this offseason.
Why is that?
Because he said earlier on, he was like, I believe Pete Alonso is going to be in a Mets uniform for his whole career. Or Pete's not going anywhere, blah, blah, blah. Like he started saying all this stuff and he is dialed back.
He reverted. I saw that.
Yeah.
That scared me.
I don't like ambiguity.
I remember that.
We're going to go for it. You're saying that we're going for it, then you make no moves. You go through the winter meetings, you do nothing. They piled up the scrap heap this year. They definitely punted the offseason. I'm cool with it as a Mets fan because I know that the longevity is the big thing, and that if we take this year to develop young guys and we go balls to the wall in 2025, pause. Like I'm fine with it. Like I said, team never players. I'm a Mets fan. If we went 40 and 121, I'd still be a Mets fan. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But I don't like portraying that you're going to do one thing or be one way and then not doing it at all. You know what I mean?
It's not. But at the same time, he's got to come out and say that
he'll have plenty of time to win me over.
It's a negotiation tactic too. You can't come out and just say.
So it'll be.
Joe, too, man. I just wanted to say my bad before when I went on the little tangent about the copy and paste people and stuff.
No. Yo, you do your thing, bro. Like that's good. You should be putting that on blast. No, 100%. Yo, that's some serious stuff,
I don't
dude.
know what happened with Phil. I know Drew had to go and meet up with his brother-in-law or something like that. And Phil, I don't know if his phone died. But
Yeah, it
No,
could
I'm
have.
on.
I want to
But
say,
yeah,
man,
What
thank
are
you
your
for
plans,
asking,
Joe?
bro.
what
Because
do you mean?
oh,
What are your plans, like with your platform or your page, like your direction on
So
here? Your
I
image.
started off when I started the podcast. It was like because we talk sports all day, man. Like me and my friends, like we're in a WhatsApp group. That's all we do. We talk sports. We talk the shit. You know, we argue, we debate, whatever. We just talking sports all day. So I was like, yo, why not start a podcast? So that would be cool. Like I already do video. I do photography. I do like all this stuff already. So I was like, I'm already kind of knowledgeable and skilled with photography, videography. I was like, love sports, talk about it all day with you guys. Why not do a podcast? You know, we'll have you guys on, then maybe we'll hit up some other pages. Like obviously now we got you guys, which you guys have been incredible. And then see where we go with it. And you know, like you guys were saying, you're gonna learn as you go, and that's what's really going on with me right now. I'm kind of like learning the steps as I go. Like I make a mistake, I just improve. You know, I'm a teacher. Like that's what I do. That's my daytime job. I'm a teacher, so I know that you just improve as you go. You're gonna make mistakes, and you just you improve upon them. But that's pretty much my direction right now, and then we'll see where we go with it.
Well,
yeah,
I love
Phil.
it,
I
dude.
think
You're off to
Phil
one
was
hell of a start.
Thank you.
Phil was trying to tap back in, but we can't hear him or see him.
Oh
But
yeah, I don't
I
see him.
was saying before, Joe was man. You know, thank you for having us on your platform. It's cool for us to be on a different platform. You know, where we get to talk and just speak and have fun rather than worry about. All right, we got to worry about the chat.
Yeah,
Now that's
yeah,
your job.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That's
No, yeah,
normally
no,
what
yeah.
we
Agreed. That's
what we
sometimes
got.
you need that kind of stuff. You know, just kind of like chill out and then yeah. No, definitely, definitely.
I
Yeah,
love how
man.
the chat is like our friends of Flushing chat almost, where it's like we got Fosgate in there or
Yeah,
Jason. We got
you guys see the
Seth in
chat, right?
there. Oh
Yo, you
yeah.
You
guys,
see it. All
you
right,
see me
cool.
now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
now
we
we
can
see you. We
now
got
we
you.
can
We
hear
see
you.
you.
Yo,
I
I've
don't
been
know.
here the whole time, bro. I was
Yo,
talking. You
we
guys were
did
straight
not
ignoring me.
see
I
you.
was getting tight. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, like, no one's even listening to me. I'm talking.
Yo,
We did
we
not
couldn't.
see you, bro.
I was like, yo, where did Phil go?
Bro, I was talking the whole time, bro.
Yo, bro, we could not
Joe
see
was talking
or
over
hear
me. I
you.
was like, Joe, I'm going to be texting Joe after this call. What the fuck?
Well,
Yo,
it's
you
a
were.
fight sometimes,
You're
man. You
not
got
even
to get the word
answering
in.
me. I'm saying stuff.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sometimes it's a fight, man. You get enough people in alive, it's like you gotta slip that little word in anytime you get a chance to. You
No,
know,
100%. 100%.
it's interesting. But no, well, you know, of course, welcome back, Philly. We're freaking.
Good to be back. Like I said, I've been talking
Yo,
and
but
no one's answering me. And
yo, Phil, it was crazy because I thought maybe your phone died because we didn't
Yeah.
see you, we didn't hear
Yeah,
you.
we
I
didn't
was
see you
waiting.
at all.
I was like,
bro, I've been up here the whole time, bro, for
That's
like
crazy.
25 minutes, easy talking.
yo, you were not there, dude. I mean,
Hilarious.
what happened to
You
Phil?
were not there.
That's hilarious.
Not even like a little bit.
Once you guys said it, like it took a while, and you were like, "Yo, where's Phil?" I'm like, "All right, this makes sense now." Like I've been talking, and I'm straight getting ignored. I'm like thinking these motherfuckers hate me right now. What
That
happened?
is so funny. Yeah, no, bro, your screen literally. You know how like before Drew like he got off, like that's what
It
happened to
says
you. You just
disconnected.
got off, like you disappeared, like your whole screen disappeared.
Gotta love the World Wide Web
Looks like that.
Yeah.
and its flaws and ridiculousness.
Yeah,
You
well,
know.
that's happening to us on our live too. Like if Phil drops out for some reason, he stays stuck on the screen.
Yeah.
Can't get somebody else on, or I won't see them. I'll just
Oh,
see Phil frozen or something like that.
Yeah, the
yo,
I
best thing
was
you did
I
bugging.
is
first
pick
was
a
that.
platform
I
that's
was bugging about Soto for a while. I was just screaming at my phone at Dro. I mean, we've had this conversation 1,000 times anyway, so it doesn't even matter, you know.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I rile these guys up with this Juan Soto
I
stuff.
wanted to bring up the whole thing with Mark Teixeira. Like, yo, Mark Teixeira came to the Yankees too. You look at his batting average in other places, he's a 295, 280 something hitter. He batted 351 that one year in the Angels. Comes to the Yankees, that short porch is so enticing,
Bro,
and he drops
it
like
helps.
50 points in his average, so I could see Soto doing that too. That's a little scary.
Yeah, but it also goes the other way too, because you have what's it called? Grandy didn't hit 40 home runs with us like he did with the Yankees. Now, granted, it was a little later in his career. Maybe he was just started getting older, but he was like a 20 home run hitter with us. And then you know who?
30. He hit 30. He hit 30.
Grandy hit 30 with us? I thought he was like
Yeah,
25,
Grandy
23.
Imagine
24.
what he would have done if he started hitting before June.
I don't remember 30.
Imagine. Could you imagine how good Grandy would have been if he hit the ball before June?
20, 26, 30, 26. He got 30 1 year.
That was the outfield from hell, bro. Between him and Conforto, and no one hit until June. It was just like insanity for some reason. You know what I mean? But it's so funny how like 2015 the Mets needed an outfielder and a bat.
Yeah.
2023 or 2024 the Mets need an outfielder and a bat and pitching. You know what I mean? Like it's been the same recipe. I'm just waiting for one of these guys to actually build a complete team. Everyone said, "Oh, the pitching depth is fine. The pitching depth is fine. Pitching depth is not fine because now our best guy went down. You're going to replace him with like a Tyler McGill or a Joey Fuego, which I'm cool. Bring him up, whatever. You know what I mean? But what happened?
Yeah, I don't
I have
like
no
our
idea
pitching,
what Roy
man.
said.
Who'd you say? Bring back who?
Wheeler.
Bring back Wheeler. Love it.
No, if Wheeler was still on the Mets, he would have a 4.8 ERA, and he would.
Why you think that?
Yo, first time I met Dro,
how it goes.
First time I met Dro, he was so positive. Now I feel like I've corrupted him.
And I'm positive. Coming off a 101 win year where you just missed out on the playoffs, you know what I mean? And you have basically the same exact team, but you've added Justin Verlander to an already insane roster. Like, you expect them to do crazy good. You know what I mean? Last year was the flop of flops. It was horrible. But
This is why, but I'll tell you though, like I know I told you guys this before, this is the reason that I don't think we're going to be as bad as you, or like, not you guys, but a lot of people think, because we had such an underperforming year last year from everyone. Like everybody had underperforming years. Like it was crazy. I just don't see them all flopping like that again.
Yeah.
I just don't.
That's an interesting topic. Like, look at the stats for Jeff McNeil and watch how he has consistently an excellent year and then a terrible year, and then a great year and then a terrible year. So he had a bad year last year.
But the year before he won the scoring title.
The batting title. Exactly.
If McNeil and Marte bounce back, I think the Mets are going to have a decent year. I really do. Those are two huge players. Because then, Alonso's going to get you 45 homers. And it's his contract year. I think he might be, he might do even a little better. I'm not really a big believer in that contract stuff, but, whatever. He's going to get you around 45 homers. His average can't go lower than what it was. He's got to get that average up, which is obviously going to raise his OPS, raise his slugging. And I think Alonso's going to have a much better year. Yeah, like
doesn't matter if you hit for power. It doesn't matter if you hit the ball 7 miles.
Yeah.
If you're hitting below 250, you shouldn't be on a major league roster.
Guys, there's 11, I think, questions in the chat you guys might want to address.
Just follow anything live. Thank you, Hussein.
Oh, Hussein, yes. Yeah, actually, Hussein was one of my students. Like 3 years ago. Great kid, yeah. So he's been following and watching
big things.
My God,
I'm all about the young people, man. I'm all about it. Like Cam's gonna grow up and he's gonna do great because he's got like 6 uncles. And
how's Cam feeling about the Mets right now? I gotta know that. What's going through Cam's head?
He asked if you guys spoke about Senga yet.
Yeah, what are you feeling about Senga, Cam? Sad.
He's like, we can't catch a break, bro.
I know.
This morning,
we to the life, Cam.
Morning, and it's like, yo, before every season, bro. Like, come on, dude. Like, let us start the season off happy at least. Every season.
To the life.
We had Diaz last year, Senga this year.
Mauricio, now Senga. Like, Jesus.
2022 DeGrom. Yeah.
The worst thing is when you get to the point where you just start expecting it, and like we talked about earlier, where a lot of like Met fans are negative, and that's the whole stigma about the Met fan. Everyone's negative, everyone's negative. It's like, how can you blame the Met fan that has gone through this in the past 30 years? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we almost got to understand it a little bit and go, okay, I see why you're like this.
Well, it's so funny because Joe, I lived in New York, obviously, on Long Island, like out close by where Roy lives and Phil lives and them. But I actually just moved to Cincinnati. I
Yeah, that's what
relocated
they
for
were
work,
saying. Yeah.
and so I'm in an office with a bunch of people in Cincinnati, and that comes on the TV. I see it. I'm like, oh, of course. And they were like, wow, who had a longer season, the Jets or the Mets? And I was like, that's okay. That's pretty funny. Yeah, at least the Jets made it 3 minutes. But it is what it is. You know what I mean?
And
At the
it's
same
funny because
time,
I'm a Jet fan
at the end
too.
of the day,
So my
we're gonna watch
sports.
162 games. We're gonna go through the whole ups, downs, left and rights with the season. It's gonna be a ringer, but I'm looking for some development. I can take pride. Like, as a Mets fan, I'm 31 years old. The Mets have done ungats for my entire life. You know what I mean? So as at my age, like I know now, okay, so now I'm watching these games, not necessarily for them to win, but I want to see the development of Francisco Alvarez. I want to see who the hell is actually going to play third base on the Mets. Is Brett Beatty or Mark Vientos going to step up? Is it going to be a different option? Because keep in mind, we're not just down Senga, we're down Mauricio too, which is a big bat and a big player. Until at least July, we're done. We're out on Mauricio. So it's going to be an interesting year, just kind of seeing the direction that they take and what they're trying, or what the development is here. It's like, okay,
Yes.
we can give this guy reps, but next year we'll see what happens. We'll pick up
Jason
the pieces.
says Vientos needs to step up. I totally agree with that too. I think all the kids need to step up. I think they all need to do their thing this year, especially like Alvarez was a little shaky. He was a little shaky. Not shaky. Sorry, inconsistent. He would have stretches where he was just the best power hitter in baseball, and then he would go on a stretch where I don't remember the last time Alvarez got a hit. So he needs to kind of step that up. But Beatty, he needs to start driving the ball, line drives. He has to start hitting some line drives because I did not like what I saw from Beatty last year. That's one that
the reason why I would say that Beatty and Vientos, like, their development is like the number one thing that I'll be watching, because I'm not worried about Mauricio. And if you're on a major league team and you're desperate for like offensive production off of your catcher, you have a whole boatload of other problems. You know what I mean? Him being a great hitter, like even back in the day, Mike Piazza being a great hitter was a bonus to an already good lineup. You know what I mean? Like, your third baseman, your corner infielders, your corner outfielders need to be thumpers. You know what I mean? Your third baseman needs to know how to rope. And Beatty's not going to be a power hitter. Vientos isn't a power hitter. But like you said, line drives. Put the ball in.
If he gives me line drives, gets me some doubles, good average, I'll take that from him. You know what I mean? He's not going to be – Beatty's not going to be a power hitter like how Alonso is. You know what I mean? He's just not. But you give me doubles, you get me hits, you get me on base, bro, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean?
What scares me with Alvarez when I see his numbers, 25 homers last year, great year, but only 12 doubles, and if you're a power hitter like that, you got to be getting at least 25 doubles if you're hitting 25 homers, and it's all about the approach. These guys are all or nothing. They're swinging, they're giving everything they got, and they're not trying to make contact and put the bat on the ball where they would hit a double,
And that's fine. That is okay with me. Like I'll take the all or nothing from Alvarez if he continues to develop his skills back picking people at first base, and he makes the throw to second. He has the gauge of the field that he has defensively. I'll take offensive woes from him, knowing that
it's a very important position defensively. We all know that. Yes, it's you got to have. And I remember when he was coming up, that was like everybody was like, "Oh my god, like this guy, like he's shaky on defense. Like I don't know if he's gonna be able to play major league catcher." Like there's so many talks. When he came up, I was impressed. I was like, "Yo, he's showing us some stuff that I did not think he had," because I kept hearing things how he's not a good defensive catcher, and it's his struggle that he's having. Because we all knew about the power. But
He looked great last year. He looked great defensively, and
I was
when
fine
he
with him
slumped,
defensively.
even when he slumped offensively, he did even better defensively. So it's like I'll take whatever. The catcher is going to go up and down. It's I think it's probably the toughest position to play outside of
Of course,
shortstop
easily,
on the field, just because you have so much responsibility and you're
easily.
calling the game. Like we spoke to a young pitcher, that kid Zach Thornton, the kid that the Mets
Yes, I saw that
drafted
yesterday. Yes.
this year or last night, and he came out and said one of the questions was something along the lines of like, what is your process, like you're at this point in the count, like what's going on. And he said flat out, like, I'm gonna put faith in my catcher, and I'm gonna trust my catcher. I'm gonna put the ball where he's calling for it.
It's
And
good.
so
It's awesome.
Alvarez having that ability is so much more important to me than whether he hits home runs or not. I think
Oh,
home runs
definitely.
happen, you know.
All I know is, like you said before, Joe, the kids got to step up because we went on a whole campaign last season of let the kids play,
Yeah.
bring them, let them
I,
play.
I,
So they
I was part of
got
that campaign. Yeah.
Horsemen.
Yeah.
Those are horsemen. Like we
Yeah.
dubbed horsemen like at the beginning of last year, and it's cool because we had a unique perspective of it because the guy Jason that's in the chat, and his wife Amy, they live in Syracuse, and it's like a crazy story because then he's like, oh, my daughter is a photographer for the Syracuse Mets, and she takes pictures, and she was one of our first guests on the show, like way back in the day, who is
Wow.
now fast forward my girlfriend, like way. Yeah,
Oh, for
that
real?
I'm
yeah,
amazing.
that's what Cameron was saying. What you were saying, Cam?
Don't forget about Serena.
Yeah,
Yep.
Serena has been
Wow.
like
Shout out our whole Syracuse family, man. They've been
Yes,
great
yes.
to us from the get go.
That's awesome,
yeah,
bro.
Day one.
Always showing us love, support from day one, sending us videos and content from stuff up there in Syracuse, giving us like almost like an inside view up there to our minor league system.
Have you
yeah.
guys
So
been
Especially
we
to
Serena with the pitchers, killing it.
Have
we
you guys
got
been to
day
the games up there at all
reports.
yet?
Nah, I haven't been up there yet. I don't know if Dro has yet. Dro, have you
Nope,
gone up
not
there?
yet. But we would get daily reports from them, like, oh, Ronnie Mauricio did this, or Brett Beatty's doing that.
Ronnie
Uh,
Mauricio's looking upset on the bench because Beatty got called up and Vientos got called up, and he's
Oh.
still here. Like we were getting
Inside
great
scoops.
reports.
Inside scoops.
Inside scoop
Yeah.
all day.
the funny
That's
thing is,
awesome.
it's a small stadium. It's a minor league stadium, so their families there, their girlfriends are there, their friends are there, and they're chirping amongst each other, and they're hearing this, and we're getting inside scoops that no one knows about. You know what I mean? So
That's
it's a
sick.
cool situation. Serena's a great girl. Her family, Jason and Amy, are incredible people. Like we actually met at a game last year that was incredible.
That's
A lot
awesome.
of from Amazing Met, so Grant Papora or Jenny Metz, met up with him a couple times. He's the coolest of cool dudes that you can see, and so it's very interesting. But the development is going to be everything this year, and that's what I need to see in order for me to feel satisfied. Like I said, if we end the season, first of all, we have to at least go 500. You know what I mean? You
Oh,
can't go
yeah.
below 500. That would be
I
crazy,
agree.
especially with the way that it's not. We're not playing Atlanta 18 times this year. You know what I mean? They can't bury us. You know what I mean? It's very evenly spread. There's no reason why we couldn't take out a lot of bad teams. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I think the expectation for a Mets fan shouldn't be, oh, we're going to the playoffs, we're the best team ever, blah blah blah, because you're just setting yourself up for disappointment in that. I think you should say, okay, these three players in particular, Brett Beatty, Mark Vientos, Francisco Alvarez, I want to see if they're a viable option moving forward after this year for when we do build that championship caliber team.
Agree.
So
Agree.
that's what I'm going to be looking at.
Joe, I got to get out of here though,
Yeah, I
bro.
was about to say we're about to wrap it up because we're approaching an hour and a half. But I wanted to ask one more question before we leave. So, final question, going around the room. What do you think the Mets are gonna? Where do you think they're gonna end up this year? Do you think they're gonna make the playoffs, lose in the wild card? Do you think we're gonna make the NLDS? Do you think we're gonna just get wiped out and be under 500? What do you guys believe? Even with this Senga news.
I think they're going to be. They're going to finish in third place above Washington and Miami, but below Atlanta's going to win the division. Second place is going to be Philly. They're going to go in as a wild card. The Mets are going to be in third place. They're not good. They're going to miss the playoffs, and they're going to be 500.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
Phil, what do you
You're
think?
thinking, Roy? Oh, you want me to go?
Oh, yeah,
So yeah,
either.
I honestly, before Senga got hurt, I was feeling very optimistic. Talking to a couple of my buddies, looking at previous Brewers teams, thinking like, hey, why can't we win 84 games, 85 games? Looking at our lineup, saying, you know what, a lot of guys struggled last year. Maybe some guys turn it on, have some good years. That pitching staff's what scares me, and Senga going down really scares me now. So, like I said, I was on 84 wins, 85, praying, hoping that maybe they could do that, getting some at the deadline. Right now, realistically, I'm thinking 75 wins, and we're going to see the kids in August, and we're going to see some kids up here. I
The
really
kids
truly
as
think
in
that.
as in Gilbert in them.
As in Gilbert and Acuna, we'll see in like August is what I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
Roy.
about like 80 around there, and I agree with Phil. We're gonna see the kids. We'll see. Maybe possibly Brett. Maybe but definitely Gilbert and Acuna.
My biggest scare, what I want to say, my biggest scare is us being in it at the deadline, like maybe 4 or 5 games out of that third wild card spot, and us making a deal and trading Pete. That's my like biggest scare right there, where we're all looking at it like, hey, are we going to bring in a pitcher and go for it and make that third wild card? And instead, the Mets look at it and go, you know what, guys, we're not going anywhere this year. We're going to trade off, which I'm okay with in the end. I just don't want to see Pete leave at all.
I agree.
No, me neither.
I
I
agree.
made him say Brett, but I meant Jet.
So,
Yep.
I love that's my favorite prospect that we have coming up. Love everything that I see from that kid. His swing to me is beautiful, and I love it. And speaking about Jet, right before I give what I think my expectations are, and not only him actually, the kid that you guys had on the show yesterday, they made me feel so old, bro, because you guys asked the question. You know where I'm getting. You guys asked the question, and then they also asked it to Jet of who did you guys idolize growing up, and they're naming current players.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro. What about Griffey? What about I'm just like, yo, who you guys naming, bro? Like, I was like, these guys are playing right now.
I seen Dro said it
that
last.
Reed last night
Like,
as a
damn.
pitcher that he models himself off of.
I seen you say it in the chat last night, Dro, like, yo, this dude's 21. Like, I'm 10 years older than this dude. Like,
Crazy,
I can't believe it. And it's almost like a sense like you look up to him, seeing like how far this kid's come, how mature he is. Just like how he approaches the game and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Well, his stats, like if you look at his stats, he did the last 3 years that he did in college, he slashed his ERA in half 3 years in a row.
Yep.
Made a major league team. Like this kid has overcome more than most 40-year-olds have.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
The road to the show is not an easy road.
It's one of the hardest. In my opinion, it's one of the hardest. You got so many steps to try to get above. I actually coached a kid that a while ago. I coached him like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, who actually got drafted out of high school, and he was in the minors and finally gave it up last year or 2 years ago. Gave it up. He was like, he's not gonna make it.
I actually coached a kid who's still in the minors right now for the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah. Hopefully he makes it. That would be incredible. I was always pulling. I was always pulling for him. And speaking on people that made it out of high school, I played with Dylan Betances when he was in high school. When I tell you, bro, only guy I've ever faced that was throwing 99, bro. When we were facing him, scouts everywhere. It was his senior year. I was a junior. That was the moment I knew I wasn't going pro. That was the moment. I was like, I can't hang with these guys. I always had this vision that maybe I could go. I was third baseman. I was like, maybe I could go somewhere. I could go pro. Once I saw a dude throwing 90, he was throwing 97 to 99, bro. Bro, vape.
There's big difference.
Bro, vape, bro. Bro, Dylan was throwing 99, bro. Vape. I'm telling you, you can't even see if I made contact, bro. I had a fly ball to center, and it was the happiest moment of my life. I was like, yo, maybe these scouts like, damn, this dude just hit a fly ball to center against Dylan Betances. Maybe they're gonna talk to me. I was like, bro, you know what I did, bro? Closed my eyes. I pulled the sandlot, but hitting. Closed my eyes, took a swing, hoping for the best. You know, it was a fly ball. If I was a little bit more on top of that ball, that might be a freaking bullet line drive. You don't know.
True.
But
that's Al Bundy story.
Bro, what these major league players do while they hit these balls is incredible. Because don't and I knew Dylan was throwing all fastballs because he knows these PSAL kids, they ain't hitting my 99-mile-per-hour fastball. I'm throwing all fastballs. So I was expecting a fastball every bat. But then you in the majors, you got the fastballs throwing high 90s, the hundreds. You got the sliders, the splitters, the curveball. Bro, it's the hardest thing in the world.
Then they give you a change 12 miles an hour slower and you get buckled.
Yeah,
you don't know.
You got the changeup, yeah. But going on my expectations, now it confuses things because of what happened with Senga. Before the Senga thing, I thought we were going to get 86, pulling that last wild card spot because a bunch of teams make the playoffs now with 3 wild cards. And now with the Senga news, bro, I don't know because that pitching is just terrifying. It's terrifying. But either way, I know you guys are too. I'm going to be at Citi Field. I always am. No matter what's going on, I'm always at the games. I'm always supporting. I don't care, and it's just going to be that much sweeter, which I'm hoping next year, some of these kids come up and we could buckle down and get things going, get things right. If we don't win this year, because again, no matter what happens, I'm always going to have expectations in my head that we could win. I don't care, So that's it. You got to believe. So we're going to go to the games. We're going to believe. We're going to hope for our team to play well. And like I told you, I feel like there was a lot of underperformers last year. And I believe that, they're all going to improve this year because you can't go lower than what they were doing last year. And I know a lot of them were working on it. I think Marte was hurt. And McNeil just had such a terrible year. And like you said, he's been very inconsistent in the part that he's bad, good. So hopefully we're seeing a good from him this year.
Absolutely.
But guys,
couldn't agree more.
Before we get out of here, Joe,
yes.
Man, I just want to tell everybody, make sure you check out your show always, Queensboro Podcast.
Thank you, man.
On Deck Podcast and Amazin Met Zone. And Joe, continue doing what you're doing, bro. You have a cool avenue here, you have a cool platform, and it's only gonna get better from here. So the last thing I say, network.
Definitely.
Reach out to people, keep pushing forward, go to the games, meet people, have your phone out, film content, more than just a podcast, but have content on your page.
Definitely.
The sky's the limit, brother.
Bro, I appreciate you guys. I really do. You guys literally are a godsend. You guys are amazing. Your content is amazing. The words that you're giving me, can't appreciate it more. And, bro, I really appreciate you guys. And maybe we'll catch a game this year.
We definitely will. Just when you're done, man, just hit us up so you can get all our numbers. And
definitely will.
Contact. And whenever you want the show, you're more than welcome to. And we'll reach out and we'll definitely catch games with each other.
Awesome. Guys, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And we'll definitely do it again. And like I said, I'll give you guys my info and then we'll stay in touch.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll have to go throughout the season so we can see who's on pace to have been right with their predictions.
There you go. 100%. That's it.
I want that clip at the end of the year with Soto's numbers and Dro saying he's overrated if he kills it. All right, that's what I want.
Rated.
Yeah. Oh, but then he's gonna get back at you though if Soto has such a down year.
100%. 100%.
Right.
Oh, I'm back.
Yo, Joe, thanks for having me though,
guys. Yo, I appreciate it, man. Take care, guys. Have a great night.
Yep.
Later, brother.
Bye, guys.